Coach, 3-0 right now. So how is this happening?
Just the kids' hard work. They're buying into the system that we're bringing to the table, and all the credit goes to them because they're working so hard since day one. We've been here as a staff. They believe in what we're saying, and they're going 120 miles per hour.
Your opponent this week, Gloucester, obviously at home on Friday night. Their defense has been, probably as good as your defense has this year. Yeah.
Gloucester's Gloucester. They always have a good program. It seems like it's been like that for the last 20 years. So we expect to go up there and for it to be a dogfight.
There's really nothing too tricky here. It's going to really be a little power football, it sounds like, right?
That's what they've been doing for a long time, and they're really effective at it. You watch them on film; they're just a typical Gloucester team that knows how to run the ball, and they get off the ball, and they're very physical on both sides of the ball. So again, I expect to be in the dogfight.
Coach Vaughn, we talked about how your defense has been pretty steady since game 1 through game 3. Offense might have struggled a little bit against a good Revere team last week. So tell me, but the weather conditions were a little iffy last week as well. So tell me about where do you think the offense is this week heading into Gloucester?
I think Revere did an outstanding job. Coach Ciccatelli, who I know really well, he had an excellent game plan. He's got a young team, and as you can see, that they executed their game plan really well. We were fortunate enough that our defense stepped up a little bit, and we were able to walk away with a win.
Any other notes from classical football this week heading up to Gloucester?
Just back. It's Tuesday. It's another work day, and we're going to try and put ourselves in a position to be successful on Friday night.
With Gloucester football coach Tony Zerilli now in our pregame talk and really our football preview show. Coach, first of all, congratulations last week, big win. What does it do carrying over now into the classical game? Both teams 3-0, and we'll talk a little bit about the league later, but huge game coming up this weekend.
Oh, it's a tremendous game coming up. Classical's a great football team, tough offensively and defensively. Again, another dual threat quarterback. Really makes his offensive go. So looking for a challenge. I think it's going to be a good game. Both teams 3-0. I know there's huge ramifications for playoff points and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, it's a rivalry game. Classical always plays us tough. We always play them tough. So I think it always comes down to the last possession usually. So looking for the same thing.
Coach, I go back to a game when you first became head coach.
No, don't do that.
No, but what I want to point out is the good stuff, because the kids, it was a terrible first half.
Yeah.
But since that second half on, for 6.5 years plus now, you've got it. I mean, the kids, they've got what you want them to do.
Yeah, that first 2 years, to be honest with you, as a head coach, even though you've coached before as an assistant coach, huge learning curve. Mm-hmm. Huge difference between being an assistant coach and being responsible for the defense to being responsible for everything from daily activities to what they do in the building to planning everything out. So the first couple of years were tough. But I think that, especially against classical, you want to be consistent. You want to be disciplined. You want to play by your rules on offense and defense, and keep attacking them. And I think that's what we do well, especially the last couple of years here. I think you get your kind of mentality or your kind of coaching style stamped on the team year 3, year 4, and then going on from there. So I think we've been doing a pretty good job here. I got great assistant coaches that help me out, and I think to be 3-0 this year, keep rolling after a pretty good year last year, and reloading. That's what we try to do every year.
What do you see that Coach Vaughn brings to Lincoln Classical? Because it's his first year as head coach, but boy, does he know football.
Oh, he knows football, and he's a football guy. Offensively, he's doing a lot of things differently than they've done in the past. I coached with Coach Walsh the last couple of years, and he coached with Coach Vaughn over at Pope John before I think they disbanded their program over there due to numbers. But one thing Coach Walsh always said: the guy knows football. He knows what he's doing. He's a good coach. He's got great assistant coaches with him, and I think it shows. To be 3-0 in the Northeast Conference as a rookie head coach in the conference, I think it shows.